The plans were for today was to work on the truck a little bit because after the last truck video, trying to look for this clunk, if you don't know what I'm talking about, pause this video, go check it out, I'll link it up here. Got a lot of feedback. There was a few things I wanted to go check on the truck, and as you just saw, the weather outside is completely miserable. It is 36 degrees out, which is actually slightly warmer than it's been, so the temperature-wise, I could deal with, but this rain is disgusting. If you're thinking like, oh, you got the garage, pull the truck in the garage, it doesn't fit in the garage anymore. Between the lift, the tires, and the roof rack, it doesn't fit. I don't know why the hell I have a t-shirt on because it's colder in the garage than it is outside, but try to make this fast. I was looking up some videos on these things called wheel cribs. They're very DIY. You can make them out of wood, and I guess I'll insert like a picture of them right here. And these things, although they may or may not look safe, because they don't really look too safe to me, but people swear by them, and people have had their cars on these things for, I guess, years. How long does it take people to finish their project cars? About that long, this damn cat. Make yourself at home. It's cool. So last time I checked, the current prices of wood are pretty astronomical. So I'm just gonna see what I have around the house to build these things. I'm not planning on going as high as some people go, because really all I wanna do is just get the car off the ground. And since we're gonna kick this 190E build off, I don't wanna sacrifice my jack stands for the whole time, so I might just make some sort of cribs that I could put on the rear or the front and not use all my jack stands. I'm making this video the day after the 190E update video came out, and it's a few days later for you. And if you're watching this again, thanks for the support. It seems like you guys are pretty excited for it. I'm pretty excited for it too. So like I said in that video too, hit that subscribe button to follow along with the build, because I'm doing one video a week from it, which I gotta start filming for next week's video. So now that we got all that out of the way, let me go grab some stuff from around the house, see what I got. I know I have some 4x4s that I could use, which sounds a little safer to me. And like I did say, I'm not gonna go as high, so I do have a bunch of different assorted screws and whatnot. So I should have long enough ones for that somewhere, hopefully. Here, 3-inch, those might be long enough if I countersink it. We'll see, I'll figure that out. Enough talk from me. Let me start getting some of this material to get the stuff ready, to get the car prepped, to get cut up. All right, I got some wood. I thought I had some wood. This one has this crack in it, and it's moving. Wonder if I could just screw this back together. Hold on one second. There's a splinter in my hand. So the plan right now is to cut this into two 12-inch pieces. Plenty of space, so I'm gonna cut it down the middle, cut a little bit off the end here. So then, let me grab the other ones. So those are gonna sit like this at the base, or however spread apart, and then the other one's gonna sit like this. After I get that done, I'm gonna take this bracket that I have. I got these like right angle brackets. I'm gonna get these, I'm gonna cut them down to size, and I'm actually gonna put them on the end between them to just make an extra support, so it'll be on all four corners. We'll have this piece also. Only problem with this is I don't have enough wood to make two of them, so I'm only gonna make one platform for now, wheel crib, whatever it's called, for now. And then if I find more wood, because there's more wood that I could probably steal from my wife sitting around that I might do. These are gonna be probably for the rear. I have these ramps that I'll just put the front wheels on. And one other problem that I'm gonna run into, which I could also change these out in the future, the only screws I have are 3.5 inches. And if you know a 4x4, that's actually the complete length of this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna countersink some holes in this. So this screw goes in, maybe about that much, I don't know yet. I'm gonna countersink the holes, screw this in, then we're gonna have that support bracket on the sides. Should hold, I'm gonna do some testing with it, but I also don't plan on getting under the car with this. And if worse comes to worse, if this plan doesn't work, I'm actually just gonna use two of them. I'll put this on the floor and then put the tire on top of it. So just to get it a few inches off the floor, just to make it a little easier to do the body kit so it's not all the way on the floor, even though the side skirts are done, but I might have to reposition the side skirts. That's my thinking. All right, so it's time-lapse time here. So what you see me doing is marking 3 sides of the wood because my circular saw isn't big enough to cut completely through. And now I'm marking the last piece to cut off the little excess, and there we go. Got those done. Let's do these slightly longer ones. We got to change of plans here because I'm not liking the way this one piece of wood looks. This one, now I'm thinking about it, I don't like that. And putting it like this, long ways for the tire to sit on, it would just be sitting on this ridge. But putting it this way, the tire will be sitting in between this way, pushing it out that way. And I don't like the look of that. I feel like it might split. So we're going a little smaller. It's not a bad thing to not follow your plans all the time. You got to adapt sometimes. So this isn't squared off at all, but you get the main gist of it. The side there, we're looking at about 8 inches. So we're going to be 8 inches wide by 12 inches. The tire is going to sit on it this way. I guess it doesn't really matter at that point. The tire could sit on it this way too, but I'm thinking I'm going to put the tire on it long ways this way. So I could even do this with it. And even if it just has a little overhang on both ends, it's not a big deal. I feel like this is going to be the most solid. Tire's going to sit right there. And then I'm going to get a piece of wood and put like a ridge on each end so it can't roll off. That's what we're looking at. And we don't need it too high. So this is, it's 4x4s, but it's actually 3.5 inches, so it's gonna be 7 inches tall. If you don't have a drill bit stopper, take a bunch of tape and just tape around your drill bit. Then stop when you get to the tape. Simple. Let's countersink them holes. All right, now what you see here is me trying to square this off as best as possible. This is where you want to take maybe a couple extra seconds. Just put a little bit more effort in there to try to get it as square as possible. And we're drilling those screws in nice and deep like. Now I'm cutting some extra wood. These are the 2x4s that we're going to use for like the little wheel chock things on the end. And let's countersink those holes. Or not. This is what we're looking like. Looks like an H, an I, whatever you want to call it. 4x4s, obviously, and 2x3s, I guess. So the wheel is going to sit long ways. This is kind of like a wheel chock, or it might wind up sitting a little bit on these. Right now we're at 7 inches high, and then it's 8.5 to the top of the 2x4, 3. One thing I didn't even think to do is to check it against the race ramps. Just under, it's like 6 3/4 tall, so it's almost dead on. Pretty cool. Total accident. All right, so last thing to do is to actually test it. It's the moment of truth, boys. Gonna set you up right here. I was going to leave it there, but actually let me get the race ramp. Since it's about the same size, I'll put it on the driver's side. Whew, I don't know why I'm out of breath. It's a little mildly nerve-wracking doing that, but worked out. I usually have a hockey puck underneath my floor jack. Usually leave a hockey puck under there just so you have some sort of like hard rubber to lift things. I feel like it's a little easier on the car, especially like you're lifting from right there I lifted from the differential, so you have a little bit of give in it. It's not just straight metal on metal. It's been working out for me for a long time, so I recommend it. So maybe I'll put the clip back in, but you see the amount of droop that this car has when you lift it up. It was literally just enough to get this car on this block. I want to contribute some of the lift to that hockey puck, because if you saw, it was literally, my jack was just about maxed out. I was just able to get this wheel crib under and the race ramp thing. But I mean, you can see how much droop this car has when you lift, and this is with an upgraded suspension. So that's race ramp. You can see tire is completely on it, and this is the wheel crib. Tire is completely on it, so I'm glad I went with that little space there. Seems pretty sturdy. Looks pretty good. So these things, some people just use 2x4s, but I didn't have 2x4s, so I went with 4x4s. And Like you see, pretty sturdy. Shook the car, no creaking or anything. Thumbs up for me. All right, so I'm gonna link a couple of these race ramps down below with my Amazon links. If you're considering buying a race ramp, please consider using my Amazon link. It helps the channel out, but you don't have to. So if you have this stuff laying around the house, it's definitely cheaper than going to buy the ramps. If you had to go to the store to buy this stuff, it might be more expensive to buy the wood. I may consider removing those 2x4s at the top and going with something smaller, just as like a wheel chock style thing, because I don't know if I need it that large and it's sitting in between it, which if the car's on it for a long time, maybe it's an issue. I don't know if it's an issue, but maybe it is if the car's sitting on it for a long time. Something I'm going to wind up doing off camera is trying to make another set of these. Some wood laying around. I don't know if it's going to be long enough. I might have to steal it from my wife because she has it around her garden, but it's not really doing much around it, so don't tell her. Now with these race ramp things, they do have lower profile ones than the ones that I have, because the ones I have, here's my 240 right here. Stops right there. I don't know if you can see that gap. Tire's nowhere near it. So for this application, I made my own ramps out of scrap wood also. They are not the neatest or cleanest, but it's only 3 pieces of plywood thick, gradual incline, and it reaches the tire. Now I need something like that for my 240, because with this body kit it sits so low, I can't even get a jack underneath the side of the car. I think my old jack used to fit, but that one broke. So I'm stuck with this, not stuck, I only have the yellow one now, which is a lot larger, and it won't even reach frame rail. So now that we have this 50% done, it's looking better to start this body kit project. Possibly tomorrow for me, next week for you guys. I don't know when this video is gonna go up yet, but next week for you guys, we're gonna start installing this body kit on this car. Gonna start chopping it up. We're gonna have Evo 2 here eventually. So if you're new here and you don't know what's going on, go check out the update video. Link it up in the top corner. Doing on the 190E. Right now we're working on installing a body kit, as you can see with the unfinished bumper, front and rear, side skirts, wing. Got to start doing the fenders, which is going to be a big project, but it's going to be a fun project. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave some comments down below. If you have another way of making those wheel cribs, let me know down below. I upload every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 3 p.m. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.